Welcome to Everyday Truth with Kurt Skelly. We believe the Bible is true and relevant to everyone, everywhere, every day. If today's conversation is a help to you, take a moment to leave a review or share it with a friend. Thanks for listening. Now, let's join Kurt for today's episode.
We're looking at a replica of the altar that was constructed by Jeroboam. So, remember when the kingdom became a monarchy, it was a monarchy under Saul. But, Saul obviously had his issues, and God took the kingdom away from him and his family and gave it to David. And with David, he made an unconditional promise. And we call that the Davidic covenant. 2 Samuel chapter 7, he said, David, I am going to honor your lineage forever. And from your lineage will come the ultimate king, the son of David, which is a messianic title. And obviously, so Jesus will indeed rule and reign from Jerusalem one day. And he is the king, the ultimate son of David. So David became the king. God had made this promise to David that I will honor your seed forever. But David had his issues. But then David's son Solomon became the king, and Solomon had his issues. And so great were the issues of Solomon with his multiple marriages, and more importantly, more significantly, the idolatry that he brought. God said, you have a divided heart, Solomon, and I am going to wrest the kingdom from you, split the kingdom, but for David's sake, there will always remain a vestige. So it was after Solomon that the kingdom was split into the nation of Israel, retaining the larger portion of land and tribe, 10 tribes, and then the southern kingdom would be David's progeny. And that would be Judah primarily and Benjamin. So how did that all go down? Well, God said to Solomon, you've disobeyed, the kingdom will be split. So Solomon should have accepted that as God's plan and God's will, and he should have been humble, but he wasn't, because here's what happened. One day, one of Solomon's key leaders, in fact, he was such a key leader, he led the tribes of Joseph, Ephraim and Manasseh, and his name was Jeroboam. And Jeroboam was traveling down from Jerusalem, near Shiloh, and a prophet from Shiloh by the name of Ahijah had a brand new coat, and he met Jeroboam, and he ripped his coat into 12 pieces, which, to us would seem not that significant, but understand in those days how significant that would be. And he gave 10 of those pieces to Jeroboam and kept 2 pieces. And he said, God has told me that you will be the next leader of Israel. You will be that leader. And as a token, here are these 10 pieces of my garment. Well, when Solomon found out about that, again, Solomon should have accepted that, knowing that this was God's will. But what did Solomon do? Solomon wanted to kill Jeroboam. So Jeroboam ran, and he ran to Egypt. And then eventually Solomon died, and Jeroboam came back. And when Jeroboam came back, now the kingdom should be split, right? But Jeroboam actually, with the leaders of Israel, says to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, who's going to be the king of Jerusalem and Judah, he says, listen, we'll keep the kingdom together. Here's our offer. Just lower taxes. Don't be like Solomon, and it's all going to be good. Rehoboam said, let me think about that. So he takes 3 days, and you know the story. Matter of fact, if you want a sub-theme for 1 Kings 12 and 13, the sub-theme is get good counsel. Because both Rehoboam and Jeroboam made really bad choices based upon bad counsel. So Rehoboam gets together with the older people that know Solomon, the counselors of Solomon. They all say, you know what, that's a good deal, take it. Just lower taxes. Solomon was a bear. Yeah, that's a really good offer, take it. And the younger ones are like, no, Rehoboam, that's going to be a sign of weakness. If you accept that offer, it's going to be a sign of weakness. So go tell them that you're tougher. You're tougher than your dad. Go tell him that your little finger is like your dad's waist. Go tell him that your dad whipped him, but you're going to whip him harder with scorpions. Just be a tough guy. So Rehoboam said, that's what I'm going to do. So he went back and said, guys, you ain't seen nothing yet. You think Solomon's tough? I'm tougher, right? So thinking that this is going to be the way. Well, they rebelled. Said, no, that's it. You had your chance. And Rehoboam just was not seeing it. He was not self-aware. So what did Rehoboam do? He sent his tax collector up to Israel, say, you know what, we're gonna make this happen. And they killed the tax collector, Adoram. They killed him. So now Rehoboam's really mad. So he reconnoiters an army, and he's going to go up and attack Israel. And God sends a prophet to Rehoboam, says, Rehoboam, no, this is of God. Just deal with it. And he does. So now you have two kingdoms. And God has made this promise through Ahijah to Jeroboam. Hey, you have a conditional promise. If you just follow God, you'll rule Israel forever. Just follow God. So it was conditional. So here's Jeroboam. Well, everything that God has told him has happened. So you would think he would have great faith in God. But here's what happens. He says, no, I know what's going to happen. The people are going to go down to Jerusalem for the 3 feasts of the year. And when they go down, Rehoboam is going to manipulate their thinking because they're going to Jerusalem, and he's going to steal their affection. And I've got to. So it's interesting. He created these imaginative fears, projected them on somebody else. How often we do things like that. And so he gets with his counselors, and his counselors say, we got an easy answer. Just have a religion up here that mirrors the religion down there. So just do that. Just invent your own religion. And Jeroboam said, that's a great idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it more convenient. I'm going to make it like the religion of the Jew, but more convenient. I'll give them multiple worship spots. So I'll do one at the southern part of the kingdom, Bethel, and I'll do one at the northern part of the kingdom, Dan. So the Bible says he built this golden calf, golden altar, right? And he put one in Bethel, and he put one right here. And he said, we're going to celebrate feast. We'll just do it a month later. We're going to have our own priestly class. He actually took them from the lowest class of people, and he denigrated religion, but reinvented it. And of course, we know that he had one son, but his dynasty ended because he chose to violate the promise and conditions of God. So we're standing right now, or sitting. You're sitting on the steps to where the temple would be. You would approach through a gate to an altar, right? Think about the Jerusalem, right? You come to the brazen altar and the laver, and then you go into the holy place, and then you go into the Holy of Holy Places. So he mirrored all of that. Now, what happened? Well, he went to worship at his own altar, not this one, but the one down south, but let's picture it. And remember what happens in 1 Kings chapter 13? He's there at that altar playing his game, and the man of God comes, and he preaches against Jeroboam, says, this altar will be destroyed, and all the bones of the priests of this altar will be burnt upon it. Remember that? And he said, and there's coming a king whose name is Josiah. And you think about the incredible specificity of the Bible. So Josiah is the boy king of Judah that is the grandson of great-grandson of Hezekiah. He's ruling in the mid-600s. So he's a contemporary of Jeremiah. So that's almost 300 years later. So God is calling by name a king who years later will destroy that altar and burn the bones, and that actually happens. Well, Jeroboam, he doesn't want it. He's so full of his pride. He says, seize that man. Watch this. Seize that man. And as he points his arm out, you know what God does? He withers his arm. That would get my attention. And immediately he says to the man of God, pray for me. Is that not like an average church member? You know, all of a sudden now I'm going to, I'm going to criticize, but man, okay, now I need your prayers. Pray for me. And he does. And so what a marvelous story. What a byword, a lesson for us. You know, that compromise never brings good results. You know, when we divide our hearts, it never brings lasting peace. Listen, to ourselves or to our kids or our grandkids. So guard your heart. Guard your heart, you know, from compromise. Why? Because it never leads down a good road. And here we are years later learning that same lesson.